Greetings from the wasteland and welcome to our weekly rundown of some of the new vinyl headed to an independent record store near you. Now, this is just the highlights coming up for the week of October 14th. If you want to see the full list and do some searching for some of the deeper cuts of what's coming out, head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. There you'll find a searchable database of the entire list of all of the new vinyl coming out, not only for next week, but for several weeks into the future. But back to the week at hand. Here's some of the things we can look forward to releasing on Friday, October 14th, 2022. On the new release front, we've got a big one from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is called Return of the Dream Canteen. Our description says this is a double LP pressing 2022 release. Now it looks like there's a few different vinyl variants coming out for Return of the Dream Canteen. The first being a double LP on black vinyl that looks like it will list for about $40. Then I'm seeing a couple of other conflicting descriptions. One that says it's coming out on gold vinyl, listing for about $40, but another that says a double LP pink vinyl on neon pink vinyl that comes with a poster that will list for about $50. We'll have to do some more research on that and make sure that we are getting the correct information out to you as well. But I'm also seeing one other version, and they're calling this a 140-gram violet-colored vinyl. And our description basically says this is just a really limited edition and lists for about $75. So again, we'll have to do some double checking to find out, but at least we know we're going to get an indie exclusive version and that black vinyl version of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Something also brand new coming from the band Nothing More. Their new one is entitled Spirits. This is a double 180-gram white vinyled album in a gatefold jacket. 3-time Grammy nominees from San Antonio, Texas, return with their highly awaited 7th album, Spirits. So Nothing More on white vinyl lists for about $35. Brand new stuff also coming from the 1975. This is Being Funny in a Foreign Language. We're getting a couple of different variants of this as well. An indie exclusive white vinyl version listing for about $26 and a clear vinyl version listing for about $26 as well. Our description says the 1975 return with their new album, Being Funny in a Foreign Language. This is the band's 5th studio album. Something also new coming from Iggy Azalea. This is called The End of an Era. Looks like we have a deluxe version that's coming on red, blue, and purple vinyl, listing for about $30, and looks to include a poster in there as well. In the past several weeks, I've been marveling at these 80s alternative bands coming out with new stuff. We had The Cult, we had the Pixies. Well, now we've got something brand new coming from The Fix. This is called Every 5 Seconds. Our description says The Fix has been heralded as one of the most innovative bands to come out of the MTV era. You remember MTV? This is a channel that used to show music videos, hence music television. But again, this is all brand new stuff from The Fix, and our description goes on to say that this is the classic lineup remaining intact. So new stuff from The Fix every 5 seconds looks like it is going to list for about $28. New stuff also from Skid Row. This is called The Gang's All Here. And our description says it's an oath to joy, triumphant, bursting with euphoric energy that makes us hunger for more. It goes on to say this is the logical next generation leap for the band's trademark sound, which stomps out new ground with a new lead singer. So Skid Row's The Gang's All Here, coming on red vinyl. I believe there's a white vinyl version of this as well, but that looks like it's listing for about $32. And here's an interesting one from Todd Rundgren. New stuff from Todd Rundgren called Space Force. Our description says this is a thrilling new studio album from rock legend Todd Rundgren, in which he collaborates with several peers to create one of his most diverse albums of his stellar career. Now, this includes guest performances by Weezer's River Cuomo, hip-hop stars The Roots, indie rock duo The Lemon Twigs, outsider theatrical act Sparks, and electronic icon Thomas Dolby. And it even includes a cut with guitar maestro Steve Vai, Cheap Trick's Rick Nielsen is on here, and many, many more. Buzz for this release has been building since Rundgren's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as the release of some of the more notable tracks as digital singles. So again, this new one from Todd Rundgren, Space Force, is actually going to come on several different color variants. Looks like they'll all list for about $28, but much like you see in the cover with the rainbow effect there, we're getting a color variant for each of those. There is a red vinyl version, a yellow one, a green, and a blue, as well as a clear vinyl version. I guess we can't see that on the cover, but that's there as well. But again, each of those variants will list for about $27. I think the idea is that you buy one of each so you have the entire thing. But make sure if you're pre-ordering this to let your record store know which color variant you're looking for, and hopefully they'll all land at the same time, because that's always risky when you have multiple versions all set to release on the same day. So you just hope that they're all going to come out at once. But again, brand new stuff from Todd Rundgren and a lot of guest stars called Space Force. Finally, here's a new one from Music on Vinyl. This is Star Wars Stories, the music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. So this is kind of a compilation of some of the great music from these 3 recent Star Wars universe releases. Again, this is coming from Music on Vinyl, limited edition, colored vinyl, although it doesn't say exactly what color vinyl we're working with on here. But it does say that limited edition will be 2,500 individually numbered copies. Oh, here it is. It says amber colored vinyl, so it kind of matches the cover. It is a double LP set housed in a gatefold sleeve with a rainbow laminate finish. Includes an insert and secret inscriptions in the runout groove. Something to look forward to there. So Star Wars Stories, music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo from Music on Vinyl will list for about $48. On the reissue front, the Rocktober Rhino releases continue, including one from Television. This is Marquee Moon. Some great alt post-punk stuff from Television. That one listing for about $25, and it looks to be on clear vinyl. And the other 2 Rocktober releases are coming from The Stooges, the self-titled release, this one on brown vinyl, that listing for about $25, and The Stooges Funhouse on red and black vinyl, that one listing also for $25. Some great stuff from Iggy and Company. We've also got a David Bowie remaster reissue scheduled for that Friday release. This is Heroes, a 2017 remaster according to our description, and this is coming on gray vinyl. That one listing for about $25. Here's a reissue from Missing Persons. This is Spring Session M. Looks like it's coming on red and purple vinyl, and that will list for about $26. An anniversary reissue from Duran Duran. This is Medazzaland, 25th anniversary to be specific. And our description says that this is officially being released for the first time on vinyl to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the release of this album. Features a beautiful art booklet with never-before-seen imagery and photos from that era, pressed on 180-gram neon pink vinyl. Medazzaland from Duran Duran will list for about $42. Some cool blues from Johnny Winter. This is Third Degree. This is Johnny Winter's classic Alligator title on vinyl for the first time in over 30 years. Features fan favorites like Mojo Boogie and Evil on My Mind and Shake Your Moneymaker. So the Third Degree reissue by Johnny Winter, listing for about $24, and that is coming from Alligator Records as well. A Fleetwood Mac reissue, the self-titled Fleetwood Mac. The 10th studio album by the supergroup, released originally in 1975. This was the first Fleetwood Mac album with Lindsey Buckingham as guitarist and Stevie Nicks as vocalist. Peaked at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart and spawned 3 top 20 singles. So the reissue of Fleetwood Mac, coming from Rhino Records, lists for about $25. And here's one that was supposed to be released, I think, a month or so back, but looks like it was delayed, but again, now rescheduled. This is the Barenaked Ladies and the Music on Vinyl reissue of Stunt, limited edition 180-gram translucent yellow vinyl, so hopefully we'll make it out in time. Our description says this is limited to 3,000 individually numbered copies on that translucent yellow vinyl. And again, this is the cool one to have from the Barenaked Ladies because it has If I Had $1 Million on there. The Music on Vinyl reissue of Stunt from the Barenaked Ladies will list for about $39. A couple of other compilations set for release on the 14th as well. Here's a pair from Pearl Jam. We've got Rearview Mirror Volume 1, The Upside, on black vinyl. This is a double LP pressing. Rearview Mirror Greatest Hits from 1991 through 2003 is the first of a 2-part compilation album by Pearl Jam, originally released in 2004, by the way. The album's 2 discs are both devoted to different sides of the band's catalog. Volume 1, The Upside, contains their heavier rock songs, and the second part of that, Rearview Mirror Volume 2, contains the slower songs and ballads. Both of these, Rearview Mirror Volume 1 and Volume 2, will each list for about $36, and double LPs coming on black vinyl. Here's a cool compilation from Leonard Cohen. This is called Hallelujah and Songs from His Albums. Coming from Sony Legacy Records, our description says this is the first ever complete career retrospective of Leonard Cohen. This package is a 17-track CD and 2 LP release inspired by the new documentary Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, A Journey. So this Leonard Cohen compilation, Hallelujah, and songs from his albums will list for about $36. Here's a neat one from Davy Jones. It's called Manchester Boy Personal File, coming on 180-gram black and white splatter vinyl. Davy Jones, of course, an integral part of the Monkees from the 60s and 70s. Davy Jones' Manchester Boy focuses on Jones' private recordings and features some rare solo tracks made between the 1960s and the 1980s, many of which Jones wrote himself. So Davy Jones' Manchester Boy, the Personal File, will list for about $39. Here's a couple of classic live concerts, starting off with Can, some truly psychedelic rockers. This is live in Showhaven from 1976. This coming on limited edition Caraco Blue vinyl. It's the third in a series of Can live concerts available for the first time ever on vinyl LP. So the live Can from 1976 will list for about $36. We also have something coming from the Allman Brothers. This is live in the A&R Studios from August of 1971. This one's being released as part of the Pink Vinyl for One Cause fundraiser, and it marks the 9th year for the initiative that has raised close to $300,000 for Red Door Community, an organization that provides community support for both those diagnosed with cancer and their caretakers. So a great cause on this, and the Allman Brothers live from A&R Studios from 1971 on Pink Vinyl will list for about $25. And finally, we've got one other Various Artists Halloween to wrap things up this week. This is Halloween Nuggets Haunted Underground Classics, coming from Rock Beat Records. Our description says this is the ultimate Halloween-themed novelty rock and roll soundtrack. A Haunted Underground Classics Various Artists album will list for about $27. And we've got one release of note to talk about coming up on the horizon. This is a reissue special edition and otherwise of the Beatles Revolver. This one's slated for October 28th, and there's going to be a few different versions of this to look forward to, including a remixed 180-gram black vinyl version, as well as a special edition 4LP box set, and another special edition that looks to include a tote bag. So we'll keep you updated as that gets a little bit closer, but again, something to look forward to, the remixed, remastered version of the Beatles Revolver. Special editions coming out on the 28th. So that is a quick look at some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you for Friday, October 14th. If you see something you'd like us to pre-order, contact us here at the store or check out our website at radiowastelandrecords.com for the full list of everything coming out, not only on the 14th, but all points into the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time from the Wasteland.